The young Queen Student was just one day away from his 14th birthday. Schools are closed for the Christmas holidays, but Win isn't excited about spending the holidays with his packed family. When he leaves school, Win is fascinated by a beautiful girl with a red scarf. Win ran to the bus, and the girl got on the bus. Win's brothers make fun of his shy personality and the fact that he rarely has friends. His sister, accustomed to asking Win to talk to the girl before getting off the car. Sadly, the girl got up and left the car at the next stop. But he dropped his scarf. Yuan not got up, but the bus left before he could return the towel. Win and his siblings arrive home and are approached by a man named Lion. He was Mrs. Grace Two's butler, a lady in the villa area. He invited Yuan's family to attend a Christmas party at the villa. Win arrives home and discovers that his brother is also home for the holidays. Marks had occupied Win's room. Therefore, Win had to sleep in the attic. Win's music includes the eldest brother. Stephen is a man who has joined the military and is a student. The brothers have another brother, and the last two twins are Win, and Friend is the youngest. The father, John, moved the family to a small village when he took a job as a teacher, while their mother is a housewife named Mary. The family gathered, had dinner, and John asked about his plans for a graduate scholarship. Mark said he is still considering options. The boys then mocked Win and the girl he had met on the bus earlier. The next day, two men bring their family a Christmas tree. The two seemed very excited and honored to meet Queen and wish him a happy birthday. They also said there would be a storm that night, although the sky was very clear. Later, Win's brothers gave him birthday presents. But Mata made the wrong car because he thought Win was only 13 years old, while the twins gave him a sock, so that he would receive the other one on Christmas Day. However, Win is eager to receive Win's gift. She was the only one who thought carefully about the gift and gave her a wristwatch. When he got used to it, he helped Win wear the watch. She told him to wish for one thing, and that the country would have snow like in America. That night, the family called the eldest brother. Stephen tells Win that his gift is different from the others, and that's a belt. That night, Win was happy to see snow falling in the attic, but the weather was so cold that he had to lock his windows. The next morning, when Win was waiting for the bus, he saw many crows perched on nearby trees. Buses arrive and go to the mall to buy Christmas gifts for the liver. Win found a beautiful pendant and bought it. When the Win was about to leave the mall, two police arrested him, accused him of stealing the pendant, and asked him to follow them. In the interrogation room, Yuan realized that something was wrong. The light flashes, and the appearance of the cops changed. They asked Win to give them the signs, but he didn't understand anything. The police quickly revealed their true form and tried to attack Win, but he easily pushed them out for the first time, showing his strength. Win ran out of the interrogation room and escaped. He was still amazed at everything that was happening and didn't understand why people seemed to want to harm him. Win tries to tell his father that something strange is happening, but no one listened to him. That evening, Yuan's family attended a Christmas party at the villa. Yuan met the girl on the bus again, but the game intervenes and talks to her. Win is angry and he decides to leave. At the same time, Li Hong and Mrs. Grace wondered if they should tell Win the truth. Yuan was walking alone in the forest when he was chased by a man on horseback. Win ran away, but the man and his dog were faster. The man asked Win to give a sign, but he didn't understand. Suddenly, Li Hong and Mrs. Grace appeared and asked the man to take off his horse and leave him alone. The man promised to take Win's power in the next few days and assured that no one would be able to stop him. Li Hong's group and Mrs. Grace are confused and decide to travel back in time to an ancient world. They reveal to Win that they are warriors of the great service of light. A long time ago, in a place called the Hall, light and darkness have fought each other, but light cannot defeat darkness completely. To do that, Win must collect 6 signs that will help light overwhelm darkness forever. They explain that Win's power was activated on his 14th birthday, and he had the ability to see the signs. It was a pity that the power of the Win activated the man who took off his horse and sensed him, and that's why he wants to get rid of Win. Yuan asked, why did he have this power? And they revealed that he was secure, the 7th son of the 7th son. Only he can read the ancient language like the Holy Book. This ancient book will help him identify the signs. Yuan Fei laughed because he had 5 brothers, so he was the 6th son and they chose the wrong person. He decides to leave, but they say he can't escape his fate. Yuan has a vision of darkness enveloping the world, which confuses him and nearly gets into an accident in the middle of the road. That night, Nguyen researched light and darkness and asked his father if it was possible that darkness could defeat light. John advised Nguyen to enjoy his childhood and not to learn about heavy problems like this. When winning in the attic, he tripped over a drawer and injured his ankle. Marie called the doctor for treatment, but Nguyen realized that the doctor was the one who took off the horse. The doctor asked Marie to go outside to have some private time with Nguyen, healed his ankle, and promised to give him anything if he gave him the signs. The doctor also aggravated Nguyen's ankle, threatening if he chose to take the opposing side. When Mary returned, the doctor left Nguyen's ankle intact and said that he would have to take care of himself for a while. Nguyen returns to the attic and discovers the photo of the 2 newborns. He gives the photo to his mother, and Marie reveals that Nguyen has a twin brother named Tom. When Nguyen and Big were only 2 weeks old, there was a big storm that caused Marie to take Nguyen downstairs and ask John to take Tom. John was working on his thesis, so it took a moment to get to Tom's room. Unfortunately, when he came, the shrimp was no longer there. The family searched everywhere, but no one saw or heard anything. Tom's disappearance had a profound effect on John, causing him to fall into depression. Realizing that evil is approaching, Gwyn decided to cooperate with the old warriors. He took the holy book and learned many possibilities. Includes sign perception, erases supernatural powers, time travel, and control fire and light. But unfortunately, he couldn't fly, which disappointed him. Lion helps Gwyn use his powers, and Gwyn felt the first sign on the pendant he bought for one. He sensed a second sign, but had to travel a long distance. Unfortunately, the team was attacked by an old woman. The person who released the snake scared everyone. Luckily, Gwyn got out and found another sign, causing him to travel back in time to the church with his team. When talking to Lion, they told him about his ancestors, be the creator of the signs, reveal that the sixth zero sign can ever be found because it has never been hidden. Lion says Gwyn is secure. Only he understood the meaning of the words of his ancestors. Yin also knows that her father's new job in this small town is also organized by old warriors. That night, the undresser meets a mysterious person and says that his dark powers are increasing day by day, because Gwyn has found two signs that make him stronger as well. The man who took off his horse asked the mysterious person to get the signs for him. While Gwyn was having dinner with his family, Match in and introduced Maggie, the girl that Gwyn noticed. Gwyn was disappointed to learn that the two were dating. Maggie approaches the Gwyn and reveals that she also has the power by making a mark from the salt particles. After dinner, Yin showed her abilities to Megan, but he wanted to know why Mark was with the game and if she was an old warrior. Maggie explains that Gwyn's should not be bothered about small problems, but should focus on what's coming. She also said that she was not a warrior, but a friend who was worried about him. Gwyn admitted that he felt connected to her from the first time he met her and thought about her a lot. The conversation was interrupted when the game asked what the two people were doing. Maggie explained that she was waiting for the game while talking to Gwyn. When he saw Mehdi leaving the house, Yin was so angry that he ran to the villa to talk to Lion. Gwyn doesn't think she can save the world, especially when she can't communicate with girls. Lion says that he is secure, so he can do whatever he wants and should focus on defeating the darkness instead of personal matters. Gwyn left the villa and screamed in frustration, caused the power to burn nearby trees. Barry saw this and scolded Lion for 04 questions for winning properly when he came to ask. After a while, I got used to getting close to Gwyn. Is it okay to ask you? However, he saw clouds form and realized he could find a third sign. When all gets used to two-time travelers to a village where everyone is fighting. Win and get used to hiding from the fighters, and Win detects the hidden sign in a shield. He and his acquaintance followed the owner of the shield to a boat. Win then won and get on the boat to get the shield, but was caught by a man. The man threw the queen into the water and prepared to attack when he saw Win's clock. The man agreed to exchange the shield for the watch, allow the Win to get the third sign, and return home. Gwyn asked him not to reveal what happened, but he was scolded for using excessive power. It is necessary to preserve it for the upcoming battle. Lion also apologizes for chasing Windy earlier and promises to be a good guard when he arrives home, feeling trapped waiting for him. Max said he would stay at home for a few weeks longer, but Win didn't care. His eyes caught a Win, and he began to speak in a strange voice. It turned out that he was controlled by the man who took off the horse. At the same time, Win has an idea of the location of the fourth sign, so he travels back in time to that place with the ghost. The eyes began to fight with Win, cornered him, and threatened to stab him if he didn't turn in the signs. Gwyn revealed that he knew Mark had dropped out of school because he failed the exam. Gwyn told him that his family would not hate him for dropping out of school, but I will wait to see what he does with his life. Gwyn advised him to give up his fear so that the undresser could no longer control him. When he realized that it was not effective, Gwyn punched his eyes, causing him to faint. Gwyn then got the fourth sign. A little later, his eyes regained consciousness on the Win, announcing that he had fallen. The next morning, a terrible snowstorm comes to town, affecting everything. Bara personally invited John into his family to stay at the villa to avoid the storm. Meanwhile, the undresser worked with Meggie. She's a witch who wants to help people take off their horses so that they can stay young forever without getting old. The undresser warned Meggie that the Win had 4 signs, so she needs to get them quickly. Li Hong told Win to meet him in the hall after he found the 5th sign. But Gwyn didn't wait for anything because he didn't know what the 6th sign was. Lion believed that the boy would find everything necessary to defeat the stripper. Meggie found the Win in the mansion and asked for signs. Gwyn was about to give her the signs when he saw the 6th sign. Gwyn quickly took that sign and refused to give it to Messi. The undresser retracted his promise, causing the Meggie to age rapidly and be swept away by the current. The undresser now has too much power and creates chaos in the town. Gwyn joined the old warriors in the hall, where the person who takes off his horse cannot enter unless invited. The group debates what needs to be done, but Win's father knocked on the door and asked to come in. The group warned the Win not to open, but Gwyn heard a familiar voice saying that one of the brothers was seriously injured and his mother's voice begging for help. Gwyn ran out and opened the door, causing people to take off their horses and go inside. He used the voice of the Win family to hide his identity. The man who took off his horse carried a dark cloud that sucked out the light in the room. The warriors tried to attack the man who took off his horse, but he was much stronger and quickly defeated them, sending them into the shadows so he could deal with the Win. The person who took off the horse to hurt the queen said that Gwyn was a loser who could not save the world despite being predicted 1,005 years ago. The stripper shows Win a ball with shrimp, Win's twin. Inside it is revealed that he kidnapped Big 14-5 first because he thought Tom was the 7th son. The man took off his horse and then dropped the ball in water down the hall. Gwyn tried to find his brother, but it was too cold and dark. The man who took off his horse then threw the Lewin into the dark clouds and left the hall ready to begin to take over the world. In the darkness, he remembered everything he had learned about the sixth sign and how it could not be hidden from a plus. This made Gwyn realize that he was the last sign. The combined power made it difficult for the darkness to affect him. Gwyn then walked out of the hall with a glass orb in his hand. Use it to imprison the man who takes off his horse in his darkness. Throwing the glass ball into a river is like what the stripper did to Wyn's twin brother. Then the light returned to the town. 3G found Shrimp, and the two brothers reunited even though they had been apart for a long time. Yian said that he wanted to go home, and the warriors agreed to let him leave because he had faced his fate. Wyn and Shrimp returned home. The whole family was happy to see their lost son return.